Welcome to episode 48, Annecam Sailing Australia. This episode, we take you from Magnetic Island to Shag Islet. While at Magnetic Island, we jump in our dinghy and go ashore. No sooner did we land on the beach than Annie found herself in the middle of the local market. This market had lots of local handcrafts. We walked across the road just to have a look at some of the local real estate prices. Not too bad. And there's Annecam awaiting our return. Jellyfish are just some of the hazards that the swimmers face up here, but they have vinegar to put on the stings. We catch one of the local buses to take a ride to see what else we can find on this island. We start off driving through the lush tropical rainforest of Horseshoe Bay. It's not long before the lush rainforest gives way to the dry scrub up on the higher ground. But the views back towards Cape Cleveland from that higher ground were something else. Once back down from that higher ground, the dry scrub gives way to the beautiful coconut palms. We then drive past some beautiful little bays and coves surrounded by cliffs, somewhere we should explore on Annecam. We hop off the bus in Picnic Bay to explore on foot what is on the other end of this island. We took a stroll out on the beautiful old wooden jetty here in Picnic Bay. Once out on the end of the jetty, we had beautiful views over the turquoise waters to Townsville. We strolled past the giant banyan trees before we had a meal, and then we hopped on the bus again to head back to Annecam. We did notice that the bus was a little more crowded for the return journey than it was on the way down to Picnic Bay. Even the beach where we landed with our dinghy was a little more crowded for the return journey. Back to where Annecam awaits our return. We weighed anchor and said, "See you later, Magnetic Island." Out past a couple of trawlers that had come into anchor in the bay, not far from where we were. There's nothing quite like watching the sunset while underway. I promised Annie when we got back to Australia that we would not be doing any more overnight passages. We just got to our anchorage at Cape Bowling Green in the twilight, just after the sun went down. The very next morning I shot this piece of video that shows how low the Cape Bowling Green really is. After Cape Bowling Green, we set our course for Cape Upstart. We sailed with our full 150% genoa out and full mainsail, and still only managed speeds of 6.5 to 7 knots. Even in the very light conditions, we were still able to anchor at Cape Upstart by lunchtime. We managed to capture the sunset that evening just by sticking the GoPro out one of the port lights. And the very next morning, we managed to capture the sunrise as we left Cape Upstart and headed for Bowen. We love the amazing rock formations in this part of the world. We found the fishing up here is either famine or feast, with a triple hookup, all tuna. We keep 2 of them for our table and we'll release the 3rd one. Just as well, the blood and gore doesn't show up that well in the video, but Annie will give you a demonstration of what she thought of it. In just 20 minutes from the ocean to the plate, we were eating beer-battered tuna. It just so happens to be right in the middle of the whale migration season, and we must, by law, keep at least 200 metres of clearance between us and any whale or pods of whale. Besides, a 17-tonne sailboat versus a 45-tonne whale, no one would be a winner if we did collide. There is hardly a day goes by where we don't see whales somewhere around our travels while we're underway. We managed to get Annecam into the Bowen Boat Harbour on the 4.5 pile moorings. We meet some pretty amazing people on this journey, and this was a complete surprise when Nikki and her husband, Pat, informed us they had been following our journey almost from the start. Nicky was kind enough to drive us up to the supermarket so we could purchase provisions for Annecam. Not only did she drive us up to the supermarket, she also took us to some of the sightseeing spots. That evening, we caught up with Pat and Nicky at the Bowen Yacht Club. The very next day, our dear friends, who were our guests on board Annecam in the Whitsundays, Terry and Ian, picked us up and we all went for a blind drive checking out the sights. And what I mean by a blind drive is that none of us had a clue where we were going, but we saw and we conquered. After spending a couple of beautiful days with Terry and Ian cruising around, it was time to say see you later to Bowen and head for Shag Islet. We put the lures out on the way across. I'm not sure what we caught, but we did catch one. And for the sake of this exercise, we'll call him the Big Tooth Oogly-Goo. Handsome little critter, but check out those teeth. And here we are, anchored in front of Shag Island, with lots of boats anchored around us. And check out that bushfire that's still burning in the background. Our track as we doubled back from Magnetic Island, almost on the same track as we laid down heading up there. Our waypoints for those that wish to follow where we've been. Give your 3 guesses, who's got a new dress? I don't think either of us will give up our day jobs to become catwalk models.